Strange creatures with human-like shapes, but impossible features. Hiding on empty roads, lurking in deep forests.
Yeah, there it is. Whoa, there it is.
And perhaps even within the walls of your own home.
Oh my god, what the is that?
This time, the cameras didn't miss a thing, capturing every one of them. Let's watch the creatures no one would have believed existed if they hadn't been filmed.
Holy Oh my god, what the is that?
On March 5th, 2005, a doctor came home around 3 in the morning and instantly felt something was off. A few items were misplaced, like someone had quietly moved through the house while he was gone. When he checked the hallway, he saw a pale figure with an unusually large head staring at him from behind a door. It didn't flinch, just watched him like it was studying him. As he stepped closer to get a clearer look, the thing slipped out of sight and vanished behind the doorway.
Where the f*** did it go? Oh my god, I can't believe it.
He searched every room afterward, but it was gone, leaving him with the chilling sense that something unearthly had been inside his home.
Oh my god, what's it doing? Oh man.
Ring visitor.
Oh my god!
Isn't it great?
Chris!
A woman got the scare of her life while reviewing footage from her Ring doorbell camera. Her neighborhood looked perfectly normal, quiet, peaceful, nothing out of the ordinary. But then came the glitch. Just a blink, something darted across the frame. When she paused the footage, that's when it got chilling. A small figure with a large, bulbous head appeared on the right side of the screen. Classic alien gray, just like the ones from sci-fi movies. Unlike most blurry alien clips, this one was oddly clear, leaving people convinced it was real. But what was it doing wandering through a quiet neighborhood in the middle of the night? How many more are out there, just out of frame?
I have goosebumps everywhere.
Night Satyr. A shocking trail camera clip surfaced, showing something people struggled to explain. In the dead of night, a strange humanoid stepped into view, a creature with the head of a goat, the upper body of a man, and hooves for feet. Its lower half was covered in thick hair, almost like a centaur, except this thing walked fully bipedal. The footage spread online instantly, leaving viewers stunned. Many said it looked exactly like a real-life satyr caught on camera, and honestly, the resemblance was unsettling enough to make anyone uneasy. Window grab. A group of friends had rented a small cottage, hoping for a quiet night of rest. But sometime past midnight, a soft knock hit the window. One friend opened it cautiously, while another started recording, just in case. That was when things turned terrifying. An alien-like figure suddenly appeared, stretching its arm inside as if trying to grab the person standing closest. He jumped back instantly. At first, they convinced themselves it must have been some wild animal until they replayed the footage. The long, elongated head and humanoid body in the recording looked nothing like any animal. They started wondering if they had wandered into the wrong part of the forest entirely. Silent visitor.
Time to come in. Hey!
This family trip had started out normal, but things turned strange fast. The father went looking for his kids after they wandered off to play nearby, and what he found honestly left him speechless. His kids weren't alone. There was a third figure with them, short, gray-skinned, and with this bulbous head that didn't look human at all. The kids acted like they were talking to it. Worried, he called them over, and as they ran back, the thing didn't move an inch, just stood there frozen. Some people swore it was an alien trying to hypnotize the kids, while others insisted it had to be a hoax. What do you think?
Come on, get away. Don't feed him, Matt. Come on. Jesus, it's time to go.
Field intruder.
Oh my god, it's real.
It's right there. It's taking the chicken.
This strange clip had surfaced online from a farmer checking his crops, and what he recorded was beyond explanation. Right there in the middle of his field was this tiny humanoid creature, lean, twisted, and with these grotesque, almost animalistic features. It held something close, and people guessed it might have been its offspring. When it noticed the farmer filming, it screeched at him and bolted for cover like it was protecting the little one. Honestly, the whole thing looked so bizarre. I haven't seen anything that even comes close. No wonder many believed it might have been some kind of alien being.
Oh, he sees me. Oh, crap.
Brazilian creature. On August 13th, 2025, a strange figure was caught strolling through a Brazilian neighborhood. Street surveillance showed a short, thick-bodied humanoid with a large, bulbous head walking calmly along the pavement. Locals said they'd seen similar beings near nearby caves and wooded areas, often describing odd clicking sounds and, in some cases, moments that felt like telepathic communication. Some people believe the footage was the strongest evidence yet of non-human beings living in remote parts of Brazil. Others suggested it might have been some kind of experimental subject that managed to escape. Either way, the creature's appearance left the whole neighborhood unsettled. Goblin find.
No mames, mira, ahí está. Es un pinche duende, güey. Está sacando oro de la tierra, ¿lo estás viendo?
A group out on a late-night forest venture stumbled onto something straight-up horrifying. In the middle of a clearing sat a short, bipedal creature with long, pointed ears like a goblin, and a face that didn't look friendly at all. It was hunched over something glowing in the dark. People guessed it was its stolen treasure. As the explorers kept filming, the creature grew angry and suddenly lunged toward them, sending them running for their lives. The clip sparked endless debate online, with some convinced it had to be a duende, a mischievous forest creature known in local folklore. Lake Goblin. This clip had been making rounds online for all the right creepy reasons. A hiker in the forest spotted a small pond in the distance and walked over to check it out, recording the moment on his camera. As he got closer, he froze. Kneeling by the water was something otherworldly. A goblin-like creature with pointed ears, hunched over and drinking from the lake. When it turned and looked straight into the camera, its face was so terrifying that the man instantly fled the scene. It made people wonder if there were beings out there we couldn't even imagine. Trespasser.
Yeah, there it is. Whoa, there it is.
After hearing strange noises coming from his backyard, the homeowner decided to investigate, and as he was looking around, he spotted a tiny figure hiding behind the bushes. It looked like a typical alien with greenish skin and huge black eyes. But before the man could get a good look at the creature, it dashed behind the house and disappeared. Despite several efforts to find the alien, the guy got no leads and ultimately gave up. Netizens on the internet shared they had seen similar entities outside their houses as well. Is it possible that we're living through an alien invasion?
Shit.
Creeping entity.
¿Qué es lo que vos estabas haciendo recién? Decime.
A mother was recording her son in a picnic spot near the woods when the camera caught something unusual. Something can be seen moving in the background. My guess is that it's a limb stretching out. Even the dogs noticed the presence and started barking.
¿Quién te enseñaba a hacer esas cosas?
¿Qué?
¿Quién te enseña a hacer eso?
The people watching the video commented that it might be an alien, but most agreed that it might be a pombero, a Paraguayan mythical creature, described as a small, hairy entity that lurks in rural forests and kidnaps children. Skeptics, however, believed it was just a sloth, commonly found in the country.
¿Qué pasa? Princess, Becca, ven acá.
Cosmic visitors.
Oh, hello.
Living near the woods, you might expect the occasional wild animal or big cat. But nothing could have prepared these Chinese residents for what they stumbled upon in 2014. Just a few miles from their backyard, they reportedly witnessed a massive UFO parked on the ground, with an alien stepping out of its open hatch. The figure moved slowly, almost as if it was surveying its surroundings. Then, as soon as it seemed to notice the locals watching, it panicked, scrambled back inside, and the craft shot off into the sky. The footage left people demanding answers, but as usual, the authorities stayed quiet, leaving this event to linger as one of the countless unsolved mysteries. Driveway creature. This dashcam footage left everyone stunned. A couple was slowly sliding their car into the driveway, nothing unusual, until they reviewed the footage. Caught in the glow of the headlights was a strange humanoid figure. It darted into the woods in a blur, but not before the camera caught enough detail to freeze your blood. Thick hair covered its entire body, like an animal, but it walked on two legs. At first, people thought it was Bigfoot, but zooming in revealed something far more chilling. Pointed ears, a long snout, and a face that looked disturbingly wolf-like. A dogman. The couple never saw it again, but some believe it still roams just beyond the tree line, waiting for the dark to fall. Werewolf woman.
¿Será que hay gente ahí?
Imagine driving through the wilderness when something starts chasing you, and that something doesn't even look human. That's what happened to one man when a strange woman appeared out of nowhere, now dubbed online as the Werewolf Woman. In the footage, she suddenly drops to the ground, crouching as if terrified of something unseen. But netizens noticed another unsettling detail. High above, a glowing object hovers in the sky. Was she hiding from whatever that was? Or was there some twisted connection between the two? The clip leaves more questions than answers. And if you think you can make sense of it, the comments are wide open.
Não há de jeito nenhum gente sair, ó.
Feral thing.
Oh, what the crap? Is that a guy?
This farmer was recording animals on his land in broad daylight, but what he caught running through the fields wasn't livestock. A pale figure was seen galloping, almost hopping across the grass, before vanishing into the trees. It had no clothes on, or maybe no skin, just bare, fleshy limbs moving fast. At first glance, it could have been someone on a cart, but zoomed in, it looked like it was running on its own. Many believe something this wild, roaming deep forest like that could only be a feral human. A lost soul, forgotten by civilization, or something worse. I'll let you decide.
What was that?
He's walking creepy.
Dude, that was a skinwalker. What?
Follow him.
Barn intruder. A farmer set up a CCTV camera in his barn after several animals mysteriously went missing, and one night the footage captured something that left him terrified. A massive creature appeared in the barn doorway, growling low at the animals. It looked wolf-like, except it stood upright on two legs, towering over everything around it. The farmer insisted there were no wolves in the area, so what exactly had stepped into his barn? Many said the only explanation was a werewolf. The animals looked terrified, frozen in place. The video cut off after that, and no one knew what happened next, but it definitely raised the question, are they really out there? Forest crone. A guy camping with friends accidentally wandered off and got separated, trying to navigate back to their campsite in the dark woods. While recording his path, he suddenly froze. A humanoid figure stood several feet ahead, staring right at him. At first, it resembled an old woman, but when he zoomed in, her face appeared distorted and wrong, like something pretending to be human, but not quite managing it. The way she stood perfectly still sent chills down his spine. He ended the video instantly and ran. Some viewers insisted she was a witch, while others were convinced this was a skinwalker lurking in the forest. Mist Watcher. A woman out for an early morning walk noticed something strange forming in the mist. A humanoid figure stood in the distance, barely visible at first. She couldn't tell if it wore a hat or if those were horns curling from its head. Something was hovering in front of it. A small object, and the figure calmly reached out to take it. People online debated whether she had filmed a satyr using magic, or, as others claimed, a witch performing some early morning ritual. Whatever it was, most agreed the woman was smart to keep her distance, or should have just run. Gray Encounter. A hunter in Alaska was out late at night with his dog when things took a terrifying turn. The dog suddenly started barking uncontrollably, sensing something the man couldn't see.
I don't know what he's barking at. I think he sees something back here.
Confused, he kept driving slowly through the wooded trail until he understood exactly what had set the dog off. Standing just off the road was a tall, lean, gray figure with a bulbous head and long limbs. The classic alien gray silhouette, just eerily still in the darkness. The man filmed it for only a moment before the clip abruptly cut off, leaving viewers worried the gray might have done something. Many believed the footage proved aliens were hiding in remote places, far from human eyes.
Holy!
Game room lurker. This game room CCTV footage showed something downright otherworldly. While a kid was busy playing, something small moved across the floor behind him. A tiny humanoid creature, quick and dark, and the way it tiptoed around hinted at real intelligence. It tried so hard not to get the boy's attention, but eventually he noticed. The moment he turned, the creature darted away and hid behind a table, almost like it knew it needed to escape. The boy ran after it, but the thing completely vanished after that. So what was it? Some people wondered if a tiny alien race had already slipped onto Earth, living right under our noses. Locked intruder. A property owner returning to his remote home in San Clemente, Chile, said he immediately sensed something wasn't right. On November 20th, 2017, just a few meters away from his door, he noticed an unfamiliar figure standing silently on his property, and that sight unsettled him to the core. Its appearance alone ruled out any normal explanation, and since it had been caught on camera, people agreed it looked undeniably alien. Somehow it had slipped past the locked door without forcing it open, which made the whole situation even stranger. He believed the thing had stepped outside for fresh air when he first spotted it lurking there. Forest pursuer. Two friends exploring the Quetalan forest in Malaysia said they were out searching for a local legend, but they didn't expect to actually find anything. Their clip showed them running toward a tree and scrambling up it like they were taking shelter from something chasing them. Moments later, a dark figure stepped into view, bipedal, huge, and moving in this strange, unnatural way. They claimed it let out a deep roar that echoed through the forest. Some viewers immediately labeled it a Bigfoot, while others insisted it looked more like a skinwalker shifting its form to resemble a human. Either way, whatever they saw had terrified them for real. Tailwalker. Living near the woods wasn't easy, so this guy had set up an infrared camera for safety. At first, it caught the usual animals, nothing strange, until one night, something completely different walked across the frame. A tall, bipedal creature with long arms and a thin, whip-like tail casually moved through the trees. Even through infrared, its outline alone was enough to send chills down your spine. People who watched the footage were convinced it had to be an alien being, and many joked, or maybe didn't, that it looked eerily similar to Frieza from Dragon Ball Z. And honestly, if it had those powers, would anyone stand a chance? Road Wanderer. A chilling video from Jharkhand, India showed a tall, faintly glowing being walking alone on a dark, empty road. It moved slowly, almost too slowly to be human. The clip spread fast, shocking locals who couldn't figure out what they were looking at. Some thought it might have been a spirit, others joked it was someone playing a prank. But the walk, the glow, nothing added up. Many eventually guessed it had to be an alien that had just landed and was wandering around confused. Honestly, the whole thing felt otherworldly. What did you think it was? Doorway Giant. A villager in Indonesia was at home when he noticed something strange lurking near his door. Something was watching him through a small gap above the frame, and whatever it was had to be huge to peek inside like that. He filmed it quietly, capturing a humanoid figure covered in hair, its eyes glowing eerily in the dark as it stared straight at him. When he uploaded the clip online, people were stunned. Some immediately said it had to be a werewolf, while others insisted it was tied to the rise in recent UFO crashes and sightings around the world. It left many wondering if an alien race had begun taking over right under our noses.
Astagfirullah.
River Skinwalker.
¡A la madre! ¡Miren, raza! ¡No mames! ¡Ay, este calofrío me dio, güey!
A camper was live streaming one night when he caught something shocking across the river. A pale, white humanoid figure appeared hunched near the shoreline, barely moving. As he kept filming, the thing suddenly dropped onto all fours, and only then did he realize it looked like a goat. But something about the shape he saw earlier didn't match a normal animal at all. Viewers later claimed he had witnessed a skinwalker shifting forms, which explained why the figure looked human one second and animal the next. And honestly, after that encounter, I doubt he ever planned on going back to that spot again.
Y luego vuelve a la normalidad.
Se bajó. Mire.
Forest Pursuit. This African man had been walking through the woods when things turned terrifying in seconds. Something suddenly started chasing him, and he quickly pulled out his phone to record while running for his life. In the footage, a pale humanoid creature sprinted after him, viciously fast, painfully thin, with dark hollowed eyes that looked anything but human. The thing kept closing the distance, its arms swinging wildly as it ran. Before anyone could see what happened next, the clip cut off. Online viewers were convinced he had been chased by an alien gray gone rogue, while others argued it matched the descriptions of a rake. Either way, it was nightmare fuel. Roadside figure.
Vea, muchacho, vea, los que no creen en los duendes, vea.
In Candelaria, a quiet town in Valle del Cauca, Colombia, a tractor driver spotted something strange on the road. At first, it looked like a child standing alone, but as he got closer, it was far too small to be any child. Its proportions were uncanny, almost like a little person, if such beings truly exist. The footage quickly spread online, with many calling it one of the clearest, most convincing leprechaun sightings ever caught on camera. Whether folklore or flesh and blood, the figure vanished before anyone could get answers. Park entity. This eerie clip first surfaced online recently, leaving people shocked. During a late-night drive, a family had pulled over near a quiet park when something strange made them hit record. At first, it was just a swing, gently moving. But then a dark figure was captured on camera. Tall, black, and humanoid, and morphing into something. Its height stood out immediately, towering compared to the swing. But what truly unsettled everyone was how its limbs shifted unnaturally, its form distorted, almost like it was trying to become something it wasn't. A few netizens compared it to a werewolf. Others thought it was something far worse. The family didn't stick around to find out. And honestly, can you blame them? Intruder. Not everyone's on board with the idea of mounting a CCTV camera in their bedroom. Let's be honest, it's a little weird, but sometimes it turns out to be a blessing in disguise. Back in 2006, in Pensacola, Florida, a man decided to set one up. While he slept peacefully, his camera caught something beyond creepy. The only light came from his open door, where a short, skinny humanoid figure appeared, peeking in. As the figure crept into the room, its slender leg and oblong alien-like head came into view. The man slept through the whole thing and woke up unharmed. But after reviewing the footage, he was utterly terrified. Guess who won't be sleeping with their door open anymore? Tail-like terror. They say the woods are quiet for a reason, because something out there is listening. A couple of friends had parked their car deep in the forest to enjoy the breeze, but their calm night twisted into dread when one of them glanced at the rear of the car and froze. Behind the taillight, something pale peeked out, a ghost white face, huge black eyes. Some say it might be a creature like the Rake or something, while others thought it was an alien waiting for a ride. All I know is, after seeing that face, you'll be checking your back seat a lot more often. Trail cam giant. This strange trail cam footage has been making waves online, with many calling it solid evidence of Bigfoot. Captured in the dead of night, a massive figure moves past the camera. It's covered in hair, towering, and walks with a slow, lumbering gait. The clip is clear, too clear for comfort. Some folks online were quick to dismiss it as a man in a suit, but it would have to be a seamless one-piece. And who roams deep woods at night in something that bulky? Others were fully convinced this had to be a Bigfoot. What it really is, I'll let you decide. Headless gallop. In Tlaxcala, Mexico, a street surveillance camera captured something eerie late at night. A strange neigh echoed through the empty street, followed by the sound of galloping hooves. Yet no horse was visible. Moments later, a misty shape sped past, resembling a horse with a headless rider, both translucent. Stranger still, a lone figure sat motionless on a nearby ledge the entire time, seemingly unfazed. Some believed the ghostly rider was only visible to the camera, while others suspected the silent spectator wasn't human at all. Either way, the haunting footage left the internet unsettled, wondering what truly roamed those streets. Eerie visitor.
And then I'm just gonna let Al have this one because...
A woman had been recording a casual video message for her friend when something unexpected appeared behind her. Viewers noticed it first. A figure standing still with a large round head and a thin, lean body. Many who watched the clip agreed it didn't resemble anything human. The woman later said she had no idea anything was in the room with her until people pointed it out, leaving her terrified. Online, the theories spread quickly. Some believed it was an alien gray that managed to slip inside the house without her noticing, while others thought the figure was something even stranger. Window peek. A witness in Monterrey, Mexico claimed his home security camera caught something he still couldn't explain. While checking the footage, he noticed a strange figure lean into the window. Big black eyes staring inside from the right side of the frame before it snapped back out of sight. The movement was so fast that you could barely process what you were seeing, but its features were anything but ordinary. The homeowner said nothing human looks like that. The skin, the eyes, the shape. They were convinced they had come face to face with an alien gray, because honestly, what else could it have been? Hungry watcher. Late-night forest adventures had turned horrifying for this group of friends. They were laughing, chatting, and recording their little outing when the camera accidentally caught something they never meant to see. Between two trees was a face staring at them, twisted, predatory, and nowhere close to human. Its eyes looked wild, its expression almost hungry, like it had been watching them for a while. The moment they noticed it, panic took over, and they bolted straight back toward home. People later wondered what the creature really was, and whether some supernatural being had been spying on them from the shadows. Winged stranger. A man kept hearing locals whisper about some strange creature roaming the neighborhood at night, so he decided to check things out using his drone camera. On his third attempt, he finally captured it on video. The thing looked like a huge white bird, but nothing like any bird he'd ever seen. Its massive wings flapped hard as it lifted itself into the sky, looking completely out of place in the quiet neighborhood. The more he watched the footage, the more convinced he became that it wasn't a regular animal at all. It looked like an alien species that had accidentally ended up on Earth. What did you make of it? Tiny flyer. A trail camera deep in the woods captured something truly mind-boggling. Out of nowhere, a tiny shape darted across the frame. At first glance, it looked like a mosquito buzzing past, but when the footage was slowed down and zoomed in, the truth looked very different. The creature had a small humanoid body and delicate wings, like a butterfly, almost as if it belonged in a fairy tale rather than a forest. Many people who saw the enhanced clip became convinced it was proof of fairies living among us, hiding in the woods where no one thinks to look. Fenceline horror.
Hold the light right there. Sweet.
Leaked footage allegedly from the Uinta County Sheriff's Department, just miles from the infamous Skinwalker Ranch, surfaced online, and it left the paranormal community shaken. The grainy body cam clip showed deputies investigating reports of movement near an abandoned property when a pale, emaciated figure emerged from the darkness. Its limbs were unnaturally long, its skin corpse white, and its feet tapered into sharp, claw-like points. Officers could be heard gasping before the creature bolted behind a fence with inhuman speed. Experts and skeptics were stunned, with some calling it evidence of a real rake-type entity, a humanoid creature many had dismissed as mere internet folklore.
Sweet.
Sir, you okay? Stay with
Oh my God.
Back up.
Jungle sprinter. This guy was driving through the jungle at night when his dashcam caught something unbelievable. In the distance, a creature sprinted across the road, so fast that on the recording, it looked like nothing more than a shadow streaking by. Later, when he reviewed the footage, he slowed it down and zoomed in, and suddenly had no words. The thing was massive, running on all fours with a shape that looked disturbingly like a werewolf. Cryptozoologists who saw the clip were convinced this was some of the best proof they'd seen yet that creatures like this might actually exist. Road stalker. Late-night drives have been getting dangerous lately, just like this one in Colombia. A man driving along a quiet, empty road stopped short when he saw something walking ahead of him. The creature had human-like features, but moved in a strange, unnatural way. One of the passengers quickly pulled out his phone and recorded the whole thing. Locals later said the figure matched an old legend, a supernatural being said to stalk lonely travelers and prey on anyone unlucky enough to cross its path. Watching the clip, you could tell this wasn't just someone in a costume. It looked genuinely otherworldly. Thank you very much for watching the video. Subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon to not miss any of the upcoming amazing videos. Thank you once again.